ethnic group, Rohingya refugees forced to flee to cramped camps in Bangladesh, battling the coronavirus and now being asked to relocate to a flood-prone island. NewsHour special correspondent Tanya Rashid reports.
What were once homes, hospitals, and schools at the world's largest refugee camp burned to ash as a massive fire rips through these makeshift settlements. 15 people were killed, 400 missing, and tens of thousands displaced. 3 years ago, the Rohingya, a Muslim minority group, fled a bloody military crackdown launched by the Myanmar military and police bordering Bangladesh. Mass killings, rapes, and arson drove close to 1 million into these sprawling camps in Cox Bazar. In a report published in 2019, UN investigators warned of genocidal intent. The Myanmar army denies that and claims it only acted against insurgent groups who attacked the police. But now these fires have uprooted these Rohingyas' lives yet again. Bangladesh authorities and aid agencies have been providing emergency assistance to over 45,000 homeless refugees. Since December, the Bangladeshi government has started moving more than 13,000 refugees from the overcrowded camps to Bhasan Chor, a remote island in the Bay of Bengal. According to our local sources, the Bangladesh government has offered those affected by the fires help with relocating there now. We visited the low-lying plain in early 2017, back when it was just an undeveloped strip of land. Experts on climate change deemed the landmass unlivable, but the government said it would be better than the overcrowded camps. In a promo video last year, the Bangladesh government claimed to have constructed dams, cyclone shelters, hospitals, mosques, and schools to house 100,000 Rohingyas under safe conditions. Syed Noor said he would consider moving to the island to escape the poor living conditions inside the camps.
I think that Bhasan Chor can be better from camp because every apartment is made with brick.
His 16-year-old niece Fozia was sent to Bhasan Chor last year by the Bangladeshi Navy after being stranded at sea for months when she tried to flee to Malaysia.
Hello?
After several attempts to make contact with her, he gets her on the phone to check on her situation. He's been concerned about her safety. She said she's not feeling well and misses her family and wants to go home. After hearing from Fozia, Syed said he would only agree to relocate to Bhasan Chor with his family so they can be reunited together. These fires aren't the first ones to happen here. There were 2 fires in the month of January, according to news reports. It is unclear why the fires keep happening. But as the Bangladesh government continues its investigations into the cause of the fires, the Rohingya continue to live in cramped, unsanitary living conditions, making them some of the most vulnerable to COVID-19. Bangladesh has administered over 3 million doses of the first vaccine to its citizens and has initiated plans to include the Rohingyas in its national vaccination drive. But so far, none have been vaccinated. For now, the strict lockdown imposed by the government last year continues, with an 80% decrease of humanitarian aid staff on the ground. Essential services, including food and medical supplies, have been allowed into the camps through specially arranged checkpoints organized by the Bangladesh Army. The UN Refugee Agency has teamed up with the Bangladesh government to train 1,500 community health workers inside the camps to raise awareness about the virus. Dr. Fahadin Akhtar works in early responsive care at the camp.
Here, first we check their temperature. We set up compulsory hand washing points, and all people must wash their hands and maintain proper social distancing. Before 5 people sat together, but now in one seat 2 people sit together, with a barrier for social distancing, and we make sure all patients wear masks.
Despite the efforts, Dr. Akhtar says he's seen a sharp decline in the numbers of Rohingya patients. Many are scared to go to the hospital.
Those with suspected symptoms are tested and quarantined. This has sparked fear among the Rohingya, concerned that they could be sent somewhere else, separate from their families if they share their symptoms.
The official numbers say there have been only 400 confirmed COVID-19 cases and 10 related deaths at the camp. Bangladesh authorities insist cases at the camps are increasing at a much slower rate than global trends due to the enforced lockdown. But the longing to go back home remains for many of these refugees, despite the ongoing military coup back in Myanmar. For weeks, tens of thousands of peaceful protesters have taken to the streets of major cities, protesting the military seized power. In response, the police are cracking down violently, with the bloodiest days this past weekend. Many Rohingya activists we spoke with are hoping their support for the movement in Myanmar will be a turning point in their ongoing fight for justice. Despite the lack of support from ousted leader Aung San Suu Kyi, who defended the military against accusations of genocide in The Hague in 2019. But the aftermath of the recent fires have taken their lives for a drastic turn, as the place they sought refuge has put them in limbo yet again.
Coronavirus response failed.
As Prime Minister, I take full responsibility for everything that the government has done.